Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Geeks4Comics In Review. Hi there, everybody. I am your host, JPOOL, and I'm joined by my co-host today, Sandra Lee.
Ohio-san! Good morning! Wait, it's not morning?
No. It's the evening. It's almost sundown here.
Okay. Oh, I don't know Japanese for good evening.
Oh, dear. Oh, so we don't want
to... Good evening!
Well, I'm going to have to turn down the audio on that one.
Hey, you want me to be forward? You got forward.
Okay. All right. So we are here at Jesse James Comics to review two comic books today. One is a very large comic book. Even though the story is, just a normal size comic book, it has a lot of content in here. It's $9.99.
It's like a sandwich.
Yeah, it's Deadpool number 27, and this is the wedding of Deadpool. This is a comic book that I've been waiting for it to come out. He is marrying a character in here that, well, he hasn't really known for very long, but she's very attractive and very scary.
But you kind of like them together because they play off each other. It gives you lots of.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she may be a demon, but well, I mean, if you read the last the Gauntlet series with Deadpool, that's where he met her. You know what she is already.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, backstory.
Now I have to read that again.
I know, it's hard to find, too. I tried to get a copy of that. And also, we all are reviewing Iron Fist and the Living Weapon. And it's by Kari Andrews. And that's one of our friends of the website. He's also a movie director as well. We're going to get him on the show later this year to talk about Iron Fist, his comic book, and his upcoming film, Cabin Fever, Patient Zero.
Hey, Captain America's promoting Harley Davidson.
And hopefully we'll also be able to get Sean Astin on that show as well. So stay tuned for later this year. All right, so we're going to start off with Deadpool number 27. Mm-hmm. And we're going to shoot through this really quickly.
Because it's so huge.
Yeah, our full review is going to be it's going to be a link below. If you're looking at this video, there's going to be a link below to the website for the audio review. It's going to be a little longer than this one. So we're just going to shoot through this really quickly. This is written by Brian Posehn and Gary Duggan. Or Dugan, actually.
Brian Posehn. Where did I heard that name from?
Just Shoot Me.
Oh, yeah. He plays the... Hi, guys.
Yeah, but he's very nerdy. But he's a hilarious comedian. I've seen
him
stand up.
He's hilarious.
Yes, he is coming to Phoenix Comic-Con. Our co-hosts Ian McIntosh and Daniel Williamson, Jeremy Hall just recently met him at Austin Books earlier this year.
So my fellow Arizonians, get this book so you can autograph.
Yes, at Phoenix Comic-Con. Also, I think they're going to do some stand-up at Phoenix Comic-Con as well. So I know it's like, our whole day is going to be filled.
I know where to go for my staycation.
Yes. All right. So. This is called The Wedding of Deadpool, and we see that at the beginning, he is in a sort of not really a bind. Deadpool's never really in a bind, especially during a gunfight.
So it doesn't start like Hawkeye, okay, this looks bad kind of deal.
Yeah, so we get to meet, two characters in here. One is finally out of Deadpool's head and into a robotic body.
Agent Preston,
yes. And they get to finally meet... Deadpool's, bride. Actually, technically he's already married. This is more for his wedding for his friends and close friends.
Think of this like the first wedding is going to be at the courthouse. The second wedding is a ceremony for your friends and family.
Exactly. Well, when they first get to meet Deadpool's quote-unquote wife, she is very, very large, very monstrous. It's hard to describe.
She has a lust for
blood.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah, a lust for blood. Yeah, she also can take human form, and her human form is very
leggy.
Leggy and chesty.
Leggy and Chesty. Ooh, that sounds like a good cub name. Leggy and Chesty.
Sounds like it'd be a good anime television show. So like Annie and Stalking. No, she's very attractive. She's very scary, but
she looks like a hot gypsy queen.
She does. So they eventually do get to the wedding, and it's really cute. The interesting thing about this comic book, it is a Guinness World Record holder. And if I remember correctly, the reason for that is the amount of characters that are on this gatefold cover. So it's on the back and the front.
You can actually make a game out of recognizing every character without using the Marvel Encyclopedia, your phone, and your laptop, or any way you can connect to the internet.
Yeah,
you have to use your mind.
Exactly, because you could put like a timer and say, okay, see who can name as many people as they can and write it all down.
This is sort of like the nerds version of naming 50 states in 1 hour.
But there are more than 50 characters in this cover, so it's pretty cool. So we get to see Deadpool having one of the technically one of the best days of his life, marrying. I guess she is almost like the perfect woman for him.
And you also have the feels.
You do have the feels. So that's all I'm going to say about this comic book, because there's something, it's technically just the wedding of Deadpool, but there's so many characters in here that you'll recognize, and you'll enjoy it. Like I said, it is done by Brian Posehn and Gary Dugan. The artist is Mike Hawthorne, and the colorist is Jordi Belair. Mm-hmm. So pick it up, because this is a thick comic book. It's not all about Deadpool's wedding, but because it's a celebration of Deadpool, there are several other stories in here, including some by one by Gary Dugan, one by Joe Kelly, one by Fabian Nicieza, Jim Palmiotti, I think that's how you say it, Gail Simone, another one by Gail Simone.
Gail Simone, our goddess.
Yes, one by Mark Waid, Christopher Priest, Frank Thierry, another one Fabian Nicieza, and Daniel Way.
Is he cool? It's like, is he?
Oh, what, Fabian?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Fabian's cool to talk to.
Oh.
One of these days we'll get him to the Phoenix Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah, one of these days. So, pick it up. It is $9.99. Yes, that's steep but what you're getting here, it's a bunch of storylines, and from Deadpool's past as well.
And this is good for the casual readers,
because
if you don't know Deadpool, you got yourself a nice little collection.
Exactly. All right, so on to the second comic book, and no, we're not doing DC right now because the Deadpool one is so big that we just don't have time. But in celebration of our friend of the website, Kari Andrews, we have Iron Fist, The Living Weapon, #1. Just came out this week.
So think of this as like a special episode.
Special episode of Agents of no. They do advertise it a lot here.
Welcome to a special this is a very special episode.
All right, so this issue of Iron Fist is, like we said, written by Kari Andrews. Mm-hmm. And it really delves into the psychology of who Iron Fist is and where he comes from, why he does the things he does, and really what's going on in his head. Mm-hmm. He's not, because it's called The Living Weapon, but it's beginning of this, he's talking about his childhood, this very traumatic experience he had in his childhood that made him the man who he is today. And he's talking to, I guess, a reporter. I don't know. She says she's interviewing him.
It's a reporter/date. I can just
Well,
gather.
you'd be surprised how many reporters get their stories by. No, I'm not going to say all reporters do this. I'm going to say.
Now I'm having flashbacks to the first Iron Man.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised what some reporters will do to get this story. Especially struggling reporters. We're not going to really go into that. We're just going to say that he's being interviewed. At the beginning, you think it might be like a psychiatrist or something like that that's talking to him. Then he's telling the story too, because it's really deep. It's really the first comic book really delves, like I said, into his psyche, and then ninjas happen. But that's all I'm going to say. It's like it gets really deep into who he is, and then all of a sudden ninjas. because Iron Fist. But I like the art style. I like how when they take it back, the art style becomes very grainy and very, you're wondering why it's so grainy and so.
Sometimes childhood can
it's
fuzzy.
It does get fuzzy, and I do like how I like the dialogue a lot, especially when he's talking to himself. When he's not just talking to this reporter, he's talking to himself about what he's having to deal with in his own head. So Kari Andrews does a very good job with that, and the artist on here, I just had it. Where did I put? Which page was that?
Okay.
Preparation.
What's that?
Yeah, I know. Hold on a second.
Wait, I think we're lost. Can anyone get back to the?
I don't know. I just had the page with the artist on it. I know.
Come on, Marvel.
Come on, Marvel. Yeah.
You used to have a really good place to.
Yeah, when usually.
We're professionals.
We are professionals. People watching us going, so who's the artist?
We don't know.
I think it's at the very end.
Okay, let's do that.
Shh.
It's at the end.
It is at the end. Okay, so yes. Oh. Kari did it. Okay, so he actually did the art as well.
Okay, because usually on the front cover, when they put their artist in there, it's usually with
one or two or three names.
But I thought Kyle Andrews was like 3 names. Sorry,
we don't call our friend Kyle Andrews. Okay, so he did both the art and the writing of this book.
So
really good art. Okay, I really like his style.
I like the art too because
it's very stylistic.
It reminds me of like vintage Frank Miller with a cross between Captain America when he was during the Dimension Z saga, which is. I know it's a strange blend, but if you know what's going on in my brain, you'll find a way. But you'll probably get hurt too, like his brain.
Yes, this is a very well-rounded comic book writer because he writes and he draws. So and he directs films.
A triple threat.
Yes.
Is there anything that this guy can't do?
He can bring back the dead. Okay, I will say this right now: Kari Andrews can bring back the dead. He can't really bring back the dead. All right, so let's get to the ratings. All right, I'm gonna go with you first to rate Deadpool number 27. Mm-hmm. All right, what do you give it?
I give it. I don't know. I give it 5 out of 5. Chimichangas. Which is funny because I had tacos.
Yeah,
and they actually had tacos in the wedding.
They do, and she likes tacos.
Oh, match.
Well, I'm going to go a little lower than you. I mean, it wasn't a perfect story because, there's a continuation at the end. So I'm going to give it 4 sets of boobies out of 5. Sorry, it's Deadpool. Come on, you gotta do something kind of like immature.
Well, the thing about the ending is like it pulls me into it. Okay, it's like you're like reading. When it comes to continuation, either you could accept it, like saying, "Oh, I want to read more," or not accept it, like. I don't know these people. How should I care?
Yeah, exactly. All right, for Iron Fist, the living weapon, what do you give that?
Ooh, I give it like 4 out of 5. Fire-powered fist. I'm not familiar with his powers other than he has Iron Fist.
I give it 4 out of 5 reporters. Horny reporters.
I was gonna go for the 70s porn music.
Did it? And women, that's taboo. Never mind. Wrong movie. Okay, so that is our review for Iron Fist: The Living Legend, Living Weapon. Why did I say Living Legend? The legend continues. And
we're going to Kung Fu territory.
Well, there is Kung Fu involved, and the wedding of Deadpool number 27. So. Pick them up. Let's see. Iron Fist, the living weapon, is $3.99, and the Wedding of Deadpool, number 27, is $9.99.
I'm getting a feeling this is going to be a great investment.
It's going to be a great investment. So pick it up today at your local comic book shop. And thank you again to Jesse James Comics for having us host the video vlog here. Click on the link below, and you'll get a little longer review, probably just a little bit longer. And remember, everybody, keep riding the circuit here at Circuit 42 and enjoy your chimichanga.
I prefer tacos.